This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to WCFL DolFans Talk. I hope everyone's having a good time this weekend. It's a hot one here in Florida, that's for sure. We're pretty much going to have an open panel tonight. Anybody's welcome to come up and join us, and we're just going to talk football, not necessarily Miami Dolphins football, but we'll talk about a little bit anybody's football. So all you fans from all the other NFL teams out there, come on and join us. And meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and bring on my co-host. Mr. Dolphin Winters, how you doing, my brother?
What's up, brother? How are you today? And thanks for everybody watching right now. What's good with you, brother?
Oh, it's a hot one down here. It's 95 with a feel like of 103.
Family, it is perfect here in Philadelphia. 83 degrees, 5 to 10 mile an hour winds. The sun is beaming, and it's not a cloud in the sky.
Yeah, I don't want to hear it. Let's bring down our other co-host. We have Mr. John O'Hanlon. How you doing?
Hey, John. What's up, Johnny? What's going on, brother? What's up now?
Weather's about the same here. 80 degrees, very low humidity, little breeze, not much, but beautiful.
Family, I wish we could have this all year long. I really wish this could be an all year round thing right here. This is can't make that today.
Yeah, we have one more person, which I'm surprised he's not at the beach bash. Shake.
Yeah,
what's going on?
What's going on, brother?
By the way, it's a cool 92 degrees in Port Charlotte. So,
yeah, you got that Gulf breeze going on though.
I thought. Listen, I thought the beach bash was canceled, so that's why. And there was a night crawl, but apparently there was a beach. I don't know. Some communication must got.
There was a beach bash. They were originally doing a beach bash during the day and then going to do the buffet at night, but they changed the buffet to a bar crawl.
Okay, so I thought that she said the beach bash was canceled outright. So
I don't know. Maybe hell.
But no, they're at the beach. So that was like, well,
they definitely at the beach.
Okay, I haven't looked. I've been busy all day. I haven't had a chance to look. I'm missing out this year. But, yeah, we already have the link out there for anybody who wants to join in, come up on the panel. I know I seen some, I watched some little videos of, like, Coach Weaver, and I enjoyed that because he was talking about – they asked me, the guys talk about about your energy and stuff, and he's like, well, I just tell him, you're here, you might as well do what you got to do and everything. And if anything, he goes, they keep me energized. And so I know that's a little bit of what I heard, but, my short-term memory sucks. So that's old age.
Well, I watched some of McDaniel's interview the other day, and I didn't get a chance to. I think it's like 3 coaches on one video on YouTube on the Miami Dolphins channel. So I haven't got a chance to watch that yet. But what I've been hearing from McDaniel is exactly how John explained it on one of our previous episodes. When he wants to let you know something, he'll let you know. And then if it's something that the reporter asks and he really can't tell you the answer, he's going to go and let it be drawn out a little comedic sense, but it's so much he can sit there and tell you. And if he can actually give you a little insight, but not give up too much, he'll do what he can. But I get it. There's certain things that you can't just let the fans and the general public know. It's just certain things that should be behind closed doors, and for reasons that other teams don't need to know that information as well. So,
yeah.
So, but yeah, man. Not really much going on though.
I read something just before we started. I believe it was Larry Allen passed away.
Yeah,
Dallas Cowboy Hall of Famer.
Yeah, sorry to hear that. Definitely respect to. He was a hell of a player. Definitely.
He was.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace to him. He was only 52 years old, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was not an old man.
Not at all. Not at all.
So thoughts and prayers to his family, his teammates, anybody that knew him. We're thinking about you.
Absolutely.
So sorry about that, guys. Trying to catch up with some things at the same time. Yeah, it's a shame we lose a lot of young, talented guys, and it's part of life in a sense. You don't know what's going to happen, where it's going to happen, when it's going to happen. I mean, we don't know if we're going to wake up tomorrow.
Right.
That's why, we just hope we do. But no, I shared a lot of little videos of one of the things. I don't know if y'all have seen the little video where one of the questions at training camp was, how the cameraman gives a question to the players to answer. Like this one was, what do you tell an Uber driver your job is? And I mean, some of them are just hitting around. Real estate, it was several of them. And other ones would say, one of them said, I do touchdowns for a living. And then it was Jalen. Oh no, this was what do you like to do outside of? Another one was, what do you like to do outside of football? And like Jalen Phillips was cars, music. He said engineering, which I thought was unusual. But hey, what's up, Color? How you doing out there?
Come join us, Color. What's going on, brother?
Posted the link again. So if you want to join us, join in. Yeah, it's just some of those videos where the cameramans, they have a questionnaire out there for the players to answer, and they answer them as they're going in and stuff. I think that's just pretty funny, a lot of it.
Yeah, some of that stuff is very good.
And you get to learn the guys, what they, some of the things they like. And
yeah, and they don't give them time to think about it. They're asking as they're coming off the field, the practice field.
Exactly. Actually, Duke Riley said real estate, and then one guy behind her, I forget who it was, goes, Duke Riley's agent. Because Duke has that music going on too, which he's been being successful at with also. What's up, Golden Rule? How you doing? Why don't you introduce yourself to everybody? Golden Rule, you there?
They're muted right now.
Yeah, I see that.
There we go.
Yeah, trying to hook the Bluetooth up, man. Give me half a second.
No problem. Color says another great take for him. Winters is here. and he says after that, I said he would be.
I told him, yeah. Exactly.
Oh, that's G. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on in the football world, but nothing happening with Dolphins right now. It's, of course, like we said the other night, it's really getting into the dead season for the next month.
Yeah, basically.
So that's why we're doing an open mic night, open panel. Talk about what you want to talk about. First thing that pops up, but nothing, not that little wee willy winky or anything. We don't talk about that popping up or anything.
Absolutely. So golden rule, what's going on with you, brother? What's on your mind? We got about 45, 47 minutes.
Still working on that mic, man. Give me half a second.
Okay. Yeah,
We can hear you.
We can hear you fine.
We can hear you fine.
Yeah, I'm talking directly into the phone, though. I'm trying to look for some speakers. I just had a question, man.
Yeah.
What happens if we don't get this deal done? We go in with the 5th year and we play it smart. And if that's not what we want, if we're not getting out of it what we need, why not go start over? Instead of investing 25% of the salary cap into something that we're not sure of, why not go get a rookie? You start the clock all over. That $250 million can be spent to keep this team intact.
I'm going to start off with that. First of all, I'm not a huge fan of giving him the contract right now, but there's a lot of different ways we can do it. I know John has his opinion on it. Winters has his. If we don't do the contract this year, and good evening, Mr. Paul. If we don't do the contract this year, and we play with him, and he doesn't pan out like, quote, he should, or everyone thinks he will, or whatever, we could always franchise tag him next year along with picking up a rookie quarterback in order to transition over. But, or we can just drop him completely. That's not up to me. But if we don't give him the contract this year, and he really pans out above and beyond, like the guys say, it's going to cost us that much more. Anybody else?
Well, the big thing is, I mean, if you don't sign him to a contract, he's making $25 million this year on his 5th-year option. Then you can franchise tag him. He'd be somewhere in the neighborhood of $45, $47 million for the following year. If you drop them all together, the problem with that is if you draft a rookie and just start all over, you've got highly paid guys in other positions that you've now spent money on that, they're looking to try to get a ring, or so they say, and you're starting with a rookie quarterback. That may not go so well for a year or two.
Yeah, but then you got to look at it. It went well for the Houston Texans, and all I'm saying is just like they could find a CJ, we can find a CJ, and to me it makes a whole lot of sense because you get a rookie quarterback, and now you're not worried about paying $250 million. It's like man, it's so much less than what we're about to pay this guy who we're obviously skeptical about, and to me that's the cold hard facts.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but honestly, we don't know if the coaches are skeptical about him at all or not. We don't know.
We know McDaniel's not. I mean, and I don't think Greer is either. I think they're just trying to come to an agreement. And from what I've read and seen, is Tua is asking right now for $55 million a year.
And my add to that golden rule is this, right? And I hear what you're saying, and I love your point, and I love what you just said. But when we decide to do the method that you just explained, and you put a rookie out there, and you don't know what this rookie's going to bring, and I understand you're trying to save bread and all that, but this system, this team is built for Tua, and I really don't think you can put up maybe a couple quarterbacks in the system and it'll work. But the thing about it is, it's all about timing and everything. So then there's a risk. It's like a risk that you take. That okay, if you don't get the deal with Tua and you don't get things done, and you decide to plug somebody else in, and then things don't work out, then that's a whole nother dilemma. So it's like a game of chance, basically. So I understand people are not wanting to have Tua getting $55 million. That's an assumption. That's the alleged numbers right now. But I'm like this, and I'm going to stick to what I've been saying. The Miami Dolphins are going to do what's good for the Miami Dolphins. Fandom or not, travels or not, they're going to do what they want to do, and they're not going to listen to the fans on this one. So they're going to do what's best for the team. and do what's best for the franchise.
Well, here's the thing where I say about you said this tool was designed for offense was designed for Tua, but if that's why we hired McDaniels, because guess what? If he gets another quarterback, he's going to design an offense around that quarterback. So at the end of the day, just because this offensive coordinator doesn't have one offense set in stone and say, okay, this is my only offense that I'm going to run. No, if he could design an offense for Tua, he could design an offense for another quarterback that he deems fit as to go with in the future.
Oh, I agree with that. I mean, McDaniel is going to, change according to what he has. He's built around Tua right now. They basically tried to give him Alabama, but in aqua and orange, speed everywhere, guys that can get open. And if it doesn't work out, then, McDaniel's going to make an offense that's going to suit that quarterback. As far as the CJ Stroud thing, I mean, listen, that's luck of the draw. That's getting the right guy going in the right system. He was the second quarterback taken?
Yeah, it's not often you come across something like that. Not often at all.
No, because you got to have the talent, the personality, the system that they're in. I mean, look at the Jets. No matter who they draft, they're great in college. They get to the Jets and they ruin them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not to speak too much negativity out there, man. But we can look back at where we were going into that Tennessee game, having a commanding lead on the AFC East, but it was a pressure game, and when that pressure was on, we saw, to me, something that's really familiar to what happens in pressure situations. As long as there's no pressure, we get the best win one. He comes out and he does what he needs to do. But when the pressure is applied, whether it's literal pressure or just pressure in his mind, it just don't turn out good for us, man. I mean, we had the division, to me, wrapped up, and all he had to do was go in and hit a little putt shot against the Tennessee Titans, man, and blew it.
Can I say something?
Yeah,
Can
go
I
ahead,
respond?
Mr. Polk. Yeah.
And why is it so taboo to talk about looking for something better? Like,
It's not.
if
No, but
we're not
It's
getting
not.
the results,
It's not taboo at all. We're not. Hey, we're not arguing with you. We're just giving you our thoughts on why. Right now they don't see anything wrong with Tua. We all agree. We're not arguing with you. We had it wrapped up and we blew it.
Facts.
and it wasn't just Tua. It wasn't just Tua. It was the offense.
It was offense that whole game.
And
That
coaching,
offense
like,
that game, yes. That offense was just dead that game. And we, all of us will agree. It was just, we blew it. But the injuries really, really hurt us last year, more than you would ever imagine. But go ahead, Mr.
Injuries hurt.
How y'all doing, gents?
That Tennessee
Mountie,
game,
what's up, Mountie?
that Tennessee game, I still blame on McDaniel. The play calling was horrible in the fourth quarter. Couldn't move the ball. You needed one first down to end the game.
I agree.
And you're throwing the ball. 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Come on, get the first down. Game's over. We're singing a totally different tune. That to me, that the coaching has a lot to do with it.
Yes, I agree with you on that game because, we were both there, John, and we saw it.
Yeah, you needed one first down. You're throwing a 5-yard wide receiver screen behind the line of scrimmage when you need a first down to end the game. Come on, that's play calling. That's not Tua. That's not the receiver. That's the play call.
Yeah.
And you know what, John, to piggyback on what you're saying, it's like, for instance, I race I have a Ferrari, and you have a Honda Civic, and you beat me with the Honda Civic. That's not the car, that's the driver. At the end of the day, we had the better team, and we got out coached. So it wasn't a team thing. It was a coaching issue.
Absolutely. Listen, I love McDaniel, but when he's wrong, he's wrong. When he gets away from the run and abandons it, and he's play calling, we've all said it many times on this platform that we got to get away from these screens that are 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage and they run for 7 yards, but they only gain 2.
I never lied.
And what's that pass? The fade pass in the end zone. How many times he did that till he finally said, "Enough is enough."
It's one of the worst plays in football, but yet every team runs it, and they don't complete it that often. I don't know why they run it.
We have to stop being so predictable to the point where when we go and play teams, they already know what we're going to do, and they're already ready for us.
And you know what? We started off great last year, but by the midseason, even the fans knew what plays were coming.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Because he didn't change them up at all.
No, you got
the worst play.
You got that talent, and yet teams are knowing what you're doing.
I mean, and like we said, so many times he'd throw that screen pass 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And like you said, we'd only get 7 yards, so we're only gaining 2 yards.
Yeah.
Well, we need 3 if you just run it up the gut.
Yep. And I love McDaniel, but he's from that Shanahan tree, and Shanahan lost the Super Bowl because he abandoned the run in the second half of the game.
Oh, he lost 2 Super Bowls. The San Francisco against Kansas City Chiefs, they could have won that game too. They blew a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter.
Right,
Absolutely.
because they abandoned the run the ball, run the clock out, then you win the game.
In fact, I look at McDaniels as an offensive guru or a mad scientist. He has the intelligence and talent to come up with many plays and many schemes. So I think the way we did the draft and picked up free agents, that we're going to change up the offense and start spreading that ball out more, because that's the other thing too. When we play these teams, they're already looking for Tyreek. They're already looking for Waddle. They already know how to come in and chase Tua around in the backfield. So we have to definitely change up, because if not, we're just repeating the last season and the season before.
Well, I agree with you 100% on that, Mr. Polk, because it looks like they're going to change things up, especially, like you said, with some of the players they picked up, especially if we won't know until the 53-man roster comes out. But if they keep a lot of these players that they picked up and everything that we see and everything, all that, there is going to be some changes, and the ball is going to get spread around more.
Yeah, it needs to be.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't bring in the tight ends you brought in not to use them.
Exactly. That's what that's
Absolutely.
where I was going with that, really. Yeah.
I mean, this season alone, you got Janu Smith, and you got to guess, and right now the depth would be the starter from last year and Janu Smith. That would be the depth right now.
What's up, Raphael Courtright, Andreas Negron?
At the end of the day, Smite and Janu Smith. So at the end of the day, you're going to have to use that man. You didn't bring him to Miami just to sit there and just do dumb shit. No, you're going to have to use him as well. And utilize your fullback a little bit more also, because there was many times end goal was wide open on certain plays.
Welcome to the panel, Hooked Up Joe. How you doing?
Doing well.
What's up, Joe?
What's up, Joe?
Andreas, I don't know if I'm pronouncing your last name right, Negron. I agree with you. They were feeding Tyreek too damn much last year. I think the coach wanted to see him break that record too, but hopefully that all will change this year. Hopefully it gets spread around like we're looking at.
It's amazing. He was only on the field like 65% of the time, and he still got fed that much. You know what I mean? Overall, right? Which shows you that he really got fed when he was on the field.
Right. Yeah. And everybody knew it, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we have our wide receiver 3 and our tight end and you're definitely going to see a lot of change up. McDaniel's not going to let grass grow under his feet. Ross owns the grass company. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
And besides, like I said a little earlier, McDaniels is to me an offensive guru or a mad scientist. So he has the ability to come up with different schemes and plays. So, like I said, we got to wait and see.
I think we're sneaking up on him with the running game, because it does take a better offensive line to get your running game to be good and consistent, So I think as we as we progress, when he took over the 32nd rated offensive line 2 years ago. I mean, we do have to take that into consideration when we harp about how the offensive line isn't fixed yet. It takes time to build a cohesive offensive line with depth. It doesn't have to play musical chairs like we did last year. I mean, we're doing so much better than we did when we were the worst ever, but we still have a long way to go. When we get our offensive line going, we're going to be unstoppable.
Yeah,
Well, I sort of agree with that, Joe. But then if you go back and look at Kansas City a few years ago, if I remember right, they lost all 5 of their offensive linemen and brought in 5 new guys and still ended up winning the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
you know,
I mean, we go against some top tier teams, you know, towards the end of the season when teams start playing playoff football. They play it a little bit like a month before the playoffs. It turns into playoff football. It comes down to matchups, man. We can have, you know, a 5-star offensive line. There are teams we're going to face that front 7 of their defense is going to get after Tua. And he's got to be able to sometimes look down the barrel of the gun and still deliver the pass and be able to take a licking and get up. We've never seen him at this weight that he's dropped be able to stay healthy through the season. To pay him off of 1 year of staying healthy, where even though he stayed healthy, we still got the results as if it was Skylar or Teddy Bridgewater back there. We got the Christmas gift, the Cowboys game, which to me was one off the foot of our kicker and not
Right.
nothing special that Win One did. And then after that, it was pack it up the next 3 games, who, again, those are quality teams in the AFC, talking about Baltimore, Kansas City, and Buffalo, that he got to go through before you can even get a chance to play against a team out of the NFC, which is going to be an easier game in the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl really is, can you win the AFC Championship? And right now, as hard as we try and look at, I don't see it. I don't see it, you know, especially from what we've seen so far. If it's, I can't think of the boy name with the Carolina Panthers. If it's a quarterback like that, he can go head to head and duel against him. But for some reason, he's not ready to run with the big dogs. And to
well,
me,
it's
we got to look beyond.
I agree with you. You got to look at this though also. Every time, and we brung it up before on the show, every time Tua was asked to change something or look at something, he worked at it and he succeeded in it and he improved. And, you know, we said he couldn't throw the long ball. He throws the long ball. You know, he said he couldn't stay healthy. He stayed healthy. And now with the new quarterback coach he has, who's even other teams praise his quarterback coach over there, that system. We got to wait and see at this point. We can't, you know, he is our QB1. He's going to be our QB1 this coming year. And we got to support him. You know,
That's
we may
it.
not like it, but we have to support him.
And I wanted to add on Golden Rule. You brought up some really good points, and I appreciate you coming on this platform, because we have a platform where no opinion is crazy or nothing like that. We can actually all act like adults and relax and chill, and that's what our platform is about. So I want to tell you that you are welcome anytime back on our platform at any time. And definitely, I appreciate that. Definitely, thank you.
I mean, yeah, we all learned to agree to disagree at times, because I don't agree with John a lot of times or Winners a lot of times. It's once in a while I agree with both of them, you know, but none of us really agree 100% on anything the other one thinks.
Yeah, because everybody sees the Miami. You know, we all Miami Dolphins fans, but we all are different. So we may look at our team in a different way, even though at the end of the day we're all Miami Dolphins fans.
Yeah,
sure. At the end of the day, I have yet to meet the person I agree with 100%.
Yeah, like with the
Yeah,
last thing
y'all
that
saying that, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate
No
that.
problem. Anytime.
I've never woke up and wished that I blew all my money though, and that's what I feel like we're gonna do if we sign this deal. I've never woke up and said to myself, I wish I blew my money.
I I will agree with you on that. I will definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah, you're actually talking to the panel where most of us have been saying that all along.
Right, right.
We don't want to see him sign for $55 million a year or $200 million guaranteed, or
the guaranteed money is the big deal. You know what? If his
Yeah.
contract ended up at 57 million a year, but a lot of it was contract, non-guaranteed, puffed up money at the end, and the guaranteed money was like
that's
between
fine.
1 and 120, fine. Go ahead and give him that. You know what I mean? So his agent can walk around all happy and everything. But realistically, the guaranteed money is what and I think what Golden Rule said about one healthy season is spot on. How can you give a contract that's going to have a lot of guaranteed money in it to a player that has made it through one season?
Man.
Well,
that's
Joe,
where
you can ask these guys. I've said that all along because he's only had one healthy season in his NFL and college career.
Yeah.
And think about it. His one season of being healthy for 17 games was because the ball was designed to get out of his hands in less than 2.5 seconds, so he couldn't get hit.
Yeah, he definitely played I'm going to toss the ball away as quick as possible game. And that's where I don't think the weight thing comes into a factor at all. To me, that's where I think there's a lot of things we talk about that turn into nothing. And I think the weight thing is something that we talk a lot about, but it's because we're about to hit a 6-week lull of absolutely nothing. And that's what we're talking about. But in my mind, he didn't get hit enough last year. When he did get hit, he made the right moves as he was heading towards the ground that had nothing to do with him being heavier. In fact, if he was lighter, he might be able to make those moves towards the ground to get in the right position even better, and he may not be in that position to hit the ground at all if he's lighter and more nimble. So the whole I'm going to call narrative, even though we don't use the N word around here very much, narrative, but I'm going to use the narrative that his weight that everybody's talking about right now, that him losing weight is going to make him get injured. I think if he gets injured next year, the reason that he's going to get injured is because he's more nimble and he's back to doing the things he used to do, playing hero ball, in quotes, trying to run around and make something happen when he's too small to do that. So I think that him becoming more nimble, if he gets hurt, isn't because he's smaller, it's because he's trying to do more. And I think if we give him a big contract where injury doesn't matter because he has the guaranteed, he is going to go out and try to do more, and he's small and he very well may get hurt. So I'm a little bit concerned about the big contract for that reason. So everybody comes at it different. I'll believe most people on the panel are going to agree more towards Golden Rule than me on that one. But I'm just telling you, that's kind of just to show that the panel's different.
Well,
Well,
as Color stated here real quick, Color said he's never been hurt running north and south. It's always when he's gone east and west trying to get away.
Spinning.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. That's my concern too. But like I said, at the end of the day, he's our quarterback, and we just have to support him. Just have to wait and see. He's not only did he trim down, but he started right after the season ended. He started the training with the quarterback coach and everything. So like I said, we just got to wait and see. And also too, part of the reason why he didn't get hurt this season too, you got to give some kudos to the offensive line and to Bushback, because we had injuries on the line and we brought players in and we plugged them in. And when I say plug in, I don't mean they're top offensive linemen, but they held off, enough
they
to
played
keep
the
them up
scheme
right.
Yeah. Well, all right. Two things I want to bring up. Number one, about the weight loss. Number one, it doesn't surprise me at all that I don't think it's that shocking that he lost all that weight, because at the end of the day, he has a top flight dietitian. Dietitians, if you want to bulk up, they give you food to bulk up. If you want to lose weight, they give you food to lose weight. So if you got the top, he's not eating McDonald's and shit like that. It's easier for him to lose weight if you're eating the right nutrition. And then as far as the throwing the ball away, at the end of the day, look, Aaron Rodgers was a scrambler. Then he broke his collarbone, and now he led the league in throwing away the ball. So you know what I'm saying. Like I agree, hero ball. It's not about the weight loss. It's about making smart decisions post snap and what you do with the ball.
Oh, absolutely. I 100% agree with that. I don't get mad at our quarterback if they throw the ball away. I'd rather see him throw it away than throw a pick or throw into tight windows where it could be picked or somebody could knock it down or taking the hit. You know, it's
right. Twisting his leg 360, trying to do a spin out move with a 350-pound guy landing on you.
right. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with throwing a ball away. What's the old saying? Run today to fight tomorrow.
Right.
Hey, on the dietary thing, Tua was in an interview and he was like, yeah, all I had to do was cut out sugar. And he kind of giggled a little bit. It was like he just cut out the sugar crap, right? And everything changed. And what that tells you is the whole weight gain he had wasn't the weight gain you want is hardcore tendon, muscle, heavy duty, real weight. You don't want no puffed up sugar weight. You know what I mean? You do not want sugar weight on your quarterback.
Well, I mean,
so the fact that he lost the sugar weight to me is a good thing because he said specifically he cut out the sugar. That means he doesn't have all that baby fat sugar weight on him.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely. I mean, if you look at the end of the season last year, he was looking quite pudgy.
Mm-hmm. And I also heard Cam Smith put on a little weight. I don't know if that's true or not. When I say put on weight, but in a good way.
Muscle. Well, like he.
Public victory. That's some good stuff, though.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes.
But it's like a Chan put on, they say about 20 pounds, but that was all in muscle and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't wait to see him out there. Good evening, Joe Riss.
Well, I say it all the time. When you see these kids come out of college, they're 20, 21, 22 years old. They're not done growing. They're not done growing until they're about 25, muscle-wise. That's why most athletes, their peak years are between 25 and 30 because now the muscles are caught up to their mentality because they've already matured mentally, but their body's still maturing. So him putting on weight, putting on weight in the offseason, that's great. As long as he didn't lose much of his speed, that's fantastic. Because he is only 22 years old. He might put on another 10, 15 pounds before he's 25.
Well, John, my wife will disagree with you. She'll tell you I'm still not matured.
Well, men don't. The problem with that argument is men don't mature the same way women do.
Right.
If you read it, there are studies out there. A woman is fully matured by about the age of 38. Fully matured. Men fully mature until they're 45, and even then, we're still idiots. So
you nailed it on the head there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, listen. I mean, I raised 3 teenage sons. They might be the dumbest species on this planet.
Well, I'll take a dozen boys over one girl any day.
Oh, I got a 13-year-old granddaughter now. Oh my God. Dang.
13's the magic number. Like Dan Marino year. Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. When my daughter hit 13, I couldn't stand her. Now my granddaughter's at 13 and I don't like her.
I have a 14-year-old granddaughter, just as bad.
Dang. Yeah.
A lot of mutation going on during that period.
Oh, yeah.
The brain, the body, everything.
A whole lot of things going on.
A lot of things some people don't realize. With every girl you got to worry about all the penises in the room. With every boy you only have to worry about one.
Yep. I said that for years. But
we got about 20 minutes left, fellas. So let's.
But maturity-wise, these young guys, they're going to put on weight. They're going to get a little faster. They're going to get a little stronger because they're still maturing. So with a Chan putting on a little bit of weight, shoot, that's great.
I love it. I love it because he even said he's going to show people a lot more stuff this year. And, the fact we talked about, McDaniels abandoning the run last year, that was done a lot of games. And he kept saying he's not going to abandon the run, but he kept doing it.
Yep.
And especially when we were doing well with the run, too.
Yeah, just like my grandfather told my grandma he wasn't going to cheat on her anymore.
Oh my goodness. Dolphins can't shake mommy
Yeah,
started.
I don't know what that one's got to do with it, but okay.
No, that's what I'm saying though. I mean, they're divorced, so that should tell you.
Well, as Color says, I'm either the dumbest intellectual or the smartest midwit. I let others be the judge.
Oh shit.
Well,
Well, with the addition of Jalen Wright, I think, like I said, we may see more of the run game, with him being our third running back.
yeah. Well, going on all that, my wife will point blank tell you I'm her man child.
Okay, we all are. I mean,
That's our job.
yeah. I mean, my wife and I will get on the motorcycle and I'll take a turn and hit the throttle a little quick just to trip the back tire. She's like, "Do you have to do that?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, I do. I mean,
Well,
because I can."
My wife calls me that basically because the way I dress, which is nothing but my bright clothes and mostly 99% Dolphin stuff.
Okay.
One of the fun things I like to do is when I'm driving with my fiance, I'll purposely take a sharp corner just to see her.
Right. Yeah, because no matter how old we get, we're still idiots. We like the funny stuff. We like stuff that, and they mature out of that and they're like, "Oh, that's not funny anymore." Yes, it is. If it was funny 35 years ago, it's still funny today. They just don't look at it like we do.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
you could have 10 guys in the room with a Dan Marino jersey on, and we'd all look at each other and say, "Hey, man, you got a cool jersey."
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
You take 10 women with the same dress on in a room.
Oh,
Ain't gonna
God.
be no compliments.
No, it's gonna be
A whole cat fight up in that joint.
that or an empty room because they're all going to leave because they're pissed that everybody's dressed like them.
Absolutely.
But we're the idiots.
Well, we are. I mean, I'm not afraid to admit it, but our brains are designed differently. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But what's funny is, like, the women will brag about who spent the most on their dress. Well, we like, "No, I got this the cheapest." We brag about who got it the cheapest.
right.
Yep.
Oh,
Right.
Step
There's
on some
not like,
toes,
"Hey,
big
man,
man.
I paid
Step on
full
some
price
toes.
for this, man."
Yeah, we all walk in with merino jerseys, and one of the guys is saying, "I picked this up for $10 at a yard sale," and we're all like,
Yeah,
"Damn, where was that yard sale? I missed it."
Yeah, exactly. We're all high fiving each other and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's real.
Yep.
It's it's a
Oh,
saying.
here we go. Here we go. We're bringing on Mr. Color himself.
What's going on,
What's
Color?
up, brother? How are you, brother?
My OCD was getting to me. I couldn't see 7 guys on the panel, man. No, but
Color.
Shake, man, when you talking about jerking the car right to see what happens, bro. That is totally you, man. Like I can completely see that in my head.
Listen, my wife and I have been together for over 36 years. If she lifts a soda can up to her mouth while I'm driving, I still hit the brakes.
Wow.
I've been doing it for 36 years, and she's still silly enough to reach down in that cup holder and pick up her Pepsi can, and I hit the brakes.
And she
physical
falls for it
dad
every
joke.
time.
And Shake, my dad was kind of hard on me. You told me how yours was,
Yeah.
And it's just amazing how that's actually something my dad would do.
Yeah.
And then, like, apples don't fall far from the tree, because I would probably do something like that too.
Yep.
I think it's in
Probably have.
all us men folks. It's in all of us men folks, especially when we get around women. Man, good grief. We just change. I mean, we just do crazy things.
I have helped my ex-wife. I have helped her shift her head over to the other side after she was sleeping on one side too long. Give the car a little jerk and the head goes over the other way, and all good.
Knock it against the window.
Well, I got one for you. I used to, every time my wife, we at home or we go somewhere and she gets ready to sit down, I put my hand right where she about to sit.
Yep.
And the first thing she asked, "Why you putting your hand there?" I said, Why you think I'm putting my hand there?"
Right. Yep.
Yep. Well, John and Sol, y'all know that my wife may complain about the way I dress, wearing all the Miami Dolphin colors and everything. But if you notice at the tailgating, she's got the red hair, orange hair now, and she's dressing up.
Absolutely.
Well, when
She's
she
coming
started
around.
going, she saw some of the other ladies doing it. And she went, "Hey, I could do that too."
Yeah, she saw the other ladies doing it and said, "Here she is."
No.
Hey, what's going on,
I
AC?
get tired of my hair being gray, so I made it orange this year.
Nothing wrong with it.
Ain't nothing wrong with
How
that.
it is. That's how
Shit,
it is.
look, at least you got some hair. Shit.
That's how it is in that.
Yeah, at least she's got some hair, unlike some of us.
Well, that's how it is in that secret face painter society. They just like they brainwash people right in, man. Before you know, head to toe covered in paint, and you're
No, she
fan of the year, you know.
Well, she is one. She doesn't care to watch football on TV at all. She'll watch it when we have our watch parties because she'll go with me there. But otherwise, she won't sit at home and watch football. She rather be at the game, and that's where she has more fun, of course, just like we all do.
Right. I'd rather be at the game myself.
But she is very upset that we did not retain Van Ginkel.
That's only because she had a crush on him.
Yeah, she had a crush on him, all right.
I know.
Probably our biggest loss.
Yeah, yeah. That
You have
I
a
saw
smart
Van
wife.
Ginkel from Wisconsin, so yeah, I really didn't want to see him go.
I don't think any of us did. He was really balling it last year. He was
hard
hot.
to lose a guy with that kind of motor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All over the field. You know, gonna be wherever the ball is. You know.
Yeah, he had a hell of a year last year.
He did, and you never knew where he was coming from.
But like they said, it's a business. Football is the NFL is a business.
And for him, it was more emotional because he wanted to go where he wanted to go. I mean, if it was a strictly business, we might have retained him, but he had a place he wanted to go and he went there.
Right.
You know, and that happens to players.
Minnesota.
Man, I think it was the Vikings. Yeah.
Vikings, right? I mean, look at the guy.
Yeah, he's reunited with Flores.
And he's a Viking.
Van Ginkel is either Dutch or Norwegian or Danish or something. You know what I mean?
Yep. He was wheeling that hammer.
That northern climate, you know.
I could go for a Chiefs.
She can rest assured that it was just because he wanted to go home. It had nothing to do with us. We just couldn't do anything about it.
So you just said you can go for a cheese sandwich right now?
Cheese Danish.
Oh, cheese Danish. Okay.
Yeah, you said
he's gonna grow a long beard and start chopping wood in the off season.
I can't see Shake doing that.
Me neither.
What
Shake
cutting
would be chopping palm
cutting log? No, I don't think I'll be cutting wood either.
His fiance might tell you that he saws wood, but
Exactly. No, it's going to be a lot, very interesting going on. I wish all the guys we lost success, but just not against us.
Yeah.
We're gonna see a few of them this season. So
yes, I know.
If Wilkins does the worm on us, I'm actually going to be a little bit pissed.
You man.
Hey, do we have to play Minnesota?
No,
not this season.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay.
Well,
Question.
Look at the bright side hooked up, Joe. If I saw a list the other day, somebody put out a meme with all the top pass rushers on it and what they did last year and all that. And it wasn't for this purpose, but it struck me that it just so happened to be that like 7 of the 10 names that were on that list we faced last year. And not one of them had a day against us.
Huh.
We
If you
did.
really go back and look,
You're
had
spot on that
we
one.
had Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa on the same day,
Yeah.
and not one of them had a day on us.
You're absolutely right. Somebody was talking about that. They were saying we didn't go against the greatest teams, but the defenses that we went against were really actually tough.
Yeah,
If
they
you
all
look
had
at
Michael
overall,
Parsons. Michael
like
Parsons
8 or
didn't have a
9 of
day.
them that had,
even
like,
the Jets.
Oh,
right,
that's
but
right.
there's
Good
like
point.
8 or 9 of them that had like one of those big name top pass rushers of the league,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
right.
and none of them had a day on us.
Right.
You get the
Forget,
ball out quick, you ain't got to worry
nothing
about a
goes in a
pass
straight
rush.
line. So even Aaron Donald with there's going to be games where you don't hear from him.
Because it was
And for
my
all those guys, that was when they played us. Is that a
Yeah, I mean,
coincidence?
if you
No,
look at it, the
it's not.
Jets defense was actually in the top 5 a good portion of the year, and we beat them handily twice.
Well,
Right.
I'm glad you say that, John. I've spent hours arguing with people that the Jets didn't shut down their defense. It's like, yeah, you can say, okay, eventually the defense starts giving up points because the offense can't do nothing. But yeah, sure, I get that. But we still put up 64 points on that top 3 defense across 2 games.
And they
Yeah.
gave up against us twice.
Yeah, they didn't give up. They just, I mean, listen, I've said it before. In the beginning of the season, our offense was putting up points while our defense was figuring things out. And then as the year went, the defense was playing better and the offense wasn't playing as good. We couldn't put up points at the end of the game. So,
Right. I mean, could you
know.
say if their offense was scoring more that we wouldn't have put up 30 a game on them? Maybe, but we would have still won 24-10 or 24-17 or you know what I mean? We would have still been putting 20 plus points on a defense that gives up sub 20.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, we got.
We're shutting down, right?
Yeah, we're
We're
getting
going to
ready to
start our
shut
closing
down.
statements.
Yeah, go ahead, hooked up, Joe.
I'll start with my closing statement. I think that when you look at the defense over the last few years, we've pretty much given up the same points per game. In regardless, I mean, we've had mega changes in our defensive line. I mean, I'm sorry, our defensive coordinator and scheme, but our offense is the difference maker. And this year, I think if our defense can come in with a whole new scheme and a whole new everything and maintain the points per game that we had last year, and we can have another year of growth on McDaniel and our team and start to use our tight end and start to kick in our running game and have another year of evolution on our offensive line, that our offense can continue to progress. And I think, in most cases, you talk about the defenses winning championships, but in this case, if our defense can just maintain or even maybe if they can just maintain and our offense can progress, then we can do better this year. So I'm looking forward to this year. And while the defense is the wild card, when you look at the historical run that we've had, it's really the offense that's the important factor that we've had so far. And the defense turns into a wild card, then it actually failed. And
Okay, thank you, hooked up, Joe. We appreciate you. You have a wonderful weekend. Peace, love, and fins up, brother.
Fins up. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, I'm gonna make mine real quick and simple. I'm gonna do my little shameless plug next week. Tuesday, I'm gonna have Dr. Reginald Brown in the blender, and then Thursday, I'm gonna have Marissa Marino, and then after that, followed up by Raphael Courtright. So I'm gonna have a doubleheader on Thursday. Raphael Courtright at 8:30, and Marissa Marino at 7. So, thank you. I appreciate you for allowing me to plug myself. Thank you.
That's not a shameless plug, brother. Anytime.
All right, Shay.
Peace
up, brother. Shay. Caller commentary. What do you got to say, brother?
I have no idea who he was just talking about for the next in the blender. But other than that, no, shout out to Doc Brown. He's a good guy. But no, I really don't have much. I just wanted to say hi to y'all. It's a Saturday on July, early July in the off season. Ain't much really to say right at the moment.
We appreciate you, brother.
But other than fins up.
Yeah,
Peace,
thank
love,
you
Peace,
fins
for
love,
up,
and
coming
fins
on,
Cole.
up, brother.
Fins
Thank you
up,
for
Cole.
joining us.
Peace, love, and fins up.
Pleasure, guys.
Definitely, definitely. Golden Rule, you got any last words?
Yeah, just appreciate the opportunity to come up and speak my mind a little bit. Looking forward to the evolution of Devon A-Chain, man, and us using him as a wide receiver. You know, I've always said since day one that he could be the next Tyreek. Tyreek was a running back in the beginning, and I think his career has been able to last a whole lot longer because he is a wide receiver and he's not taking them direct contact hits from linebackers. And I just think that that can happen for A-Chain too. And it's just going to happen in front of our eyes. I think we're going to have a big season. Now, to me, the number 3 guy was always open, so it's a matter of actually making it a point of emphasis to actually look for him. You know, the number 3 guy is the first option on plays, and then it'll work because so much attention is going to be on 1 and 2. So it's just a matter of like actually making it happen. So yeah, again, man, I appreciate coming up here, man, and
Anytime, brother. Anytime. You're more than
Anytime,
welcome.
anytime.
We're,
Anytime. Peace, love, and
you're,
fins
we're
up.
on.
Peace, love, and
We're
fins
on
up, Golden Rule.
Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays. We're on Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays. Saturdays 6 to 7. Sundays 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Mondays 5 to 6 p.m. And then Wednesday nights our big show where we start at 8:45 and go until whenever. But anytime, you're more than welcome to join us. The Golden Rule.
I go by G, man. Golden Rule. That's the I guess that's the
Well,
email address or whatever. But yeah, I
Appreciate,
could have changed
appreciate
that on the way
you.
in, man. It slipped right
okay,
on by me, man. But
Okay,
I had
G-Man.
had a good time, man. Thank y'all.
Thank you. Peace,
Thanks
love,
for
and
being here.
respect, brother.
Peace, love, fins up, Golden Rule.
Mr. Polk.
Hey, as always, it's a pleasure to be up here with you guys. I will say this: I'm happy with all the depth on our roster. So, like I said, just gotta wait and see. So, until the next time, it's a pleasure being with my brothers and sisters up here. I say that regardless of Pamela. Peace, love, and fins up.
Peace, love, fins up, Mr. Polk.
Brother. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
All right.
Mr. Johnny O.
Nice to have some new faces, some new voices here. Hooked Up Joe, you need to get in the radio, brother. That voice just needs to be on the radio. I'm sure he's heard that before, but goddamn, that man needs to be on radio or voiceover or something. The other gentleman, the other guys that joined us today for the first time, it was great to have you. Anybody that's out there, when Papa Paul or Winners drops the link and you want to jump on, jump on. We like people's opinions. We like to hear what your thoughts are and your perspective on how you're looking at things. And that's why Papa Paul created this and asked some of us to be with him, because he knew we would give him honest answers about questions and topics, and we could have discussions without yelling and screaming and fighting over it, because you might think you're right. We might think you're not. I might think I'm right. You might think I'm wrong, but it's all about having the discussion.
Right.
Yep. We
See you tomorrow
appreciate
morning.
you, John.
See you in the
Appreciate
morning,
you guys.
brother.
Love you guys. Peace, love,
Love
and
you
fins
too.
up.
Peace, love,
Peace,
fins
love,
up,
and fins
family.
up, brother.
Well, another beautiful episode done. Thanks for everybody tuning in. Thanks for the new panelists, G-Man and Caller Commentary and Shake Money from the Fence Tailgate. Definitely check them out as well. And Mr. Polk and Mountie and Hooked Up Joe and, Papa Paul and Johnny O. And I mean, everybody, man. Thanks for everybody just coming to join us on this lazy, beautiful Saturday afternoon.
I agree. You said it all, Mr. Winters. With that being said, peace, love, and fins up, everybody. Y'all have a blessed weekend.
See y'all.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.